It's ever so nice. If you like wind and rain, the weather today is absolutely perfect. If you like standing in the rain and getting wet, and if you like the wind blowing around your ears, then today is definitely the day to be standing outside in my garden. Here we go then, we are back together once more. We are here, by the way, together now, live. It's true. It is English Addict, coming to you directly from the birthplace of the English language. We all know where it is. I know where it is because I'm here right now. Come on, Mr. Duncan, stop talking. Get on with it, for goodness sake. We are back together again. It's very nice to be with you. Hello. Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy? Do you have one of these on your face? If you don't, I will try to put one there for you over the next couple of hours. What's that, Mr. Duncan? 2 hours? You are really going to be with us for the next 2 hours? I know what you're thinking. It does seem as if there is no way I could entertain you for the next 2 hours. But guess what? If you stick around, if you stay right here, you will find out that English can be an entertaining thing to learn. I always say that learning should be fun. It should always be a fun experience. It should always be something that makes you smile or is something that is interesting and exciting. And guess what? The world of English is a fun and exciting place to be. I'm so glad you could join me for today's live stream. English Addict is back with you once more. A very busy one today. Lots of things to talk about, including this guy. This particular guy has been causing me a lot of problems over the past few days. More about that later on. Are you a hypochondriac? Some people are. Some people can't stop themselves from worrying about their health. I think it is normal to worry about your health. For example, maybe you have a pain or an ache somewhere in your body, and immediately you will think it's something serious. Maybe you are a person who constantly worries about your health. Maybe you always worry about getting enough exercise or maybe eating the right food. People are often like that. We can all be hypochondriacs, people who constantly worry about their health. Hypochondriacs. I think we are all hypochondriacs. Underneath, we are all conscious of our health, even if we know sometimes we are doing things that are unhealthy, perhaps. It does happen, and it can happen. And guess what? It does happen often. We will be taking a look at a book that I have. In fact, you might just be able to see it on the screen there. It is one of those books that you should never read, ever. It is a book that is all about medicine, things that can go wrong with the human body, and it talks about them in great detail. The problem is, if you ever look at something like that, I can guarantee a few moments later you will start feeling aches and pains in your body. Sometimes it is possible to make yourself feel unwell. for various reasons. I think we all go through it from time to time. I really do. So it is English Addict. Of course, it isn't just me here today on this very windy Sunday. We have a lot of wind at the moment, and I'm not talking about Mr. Steve's stomach. Yes, he will be with us today. We have Mr. Steve joining us on the live chat at around about 2:30. Mr. Steve will be with us, joining us live. He is excited today because, of course, he had the start of his holiday. He broke up last Friday for 2 weeks holiday. I suppose the big question is, what are we doing during that holiday? Well, one thing we are doing, next Sunday we will be somewhere else, somewhere different. We will not be in the studio next Sunday. Next Sunday we will be in the centre of Paris next Sunday. English Addict, the big rendezvous, is coming next week, and yes, we are getting together. We are having the big English Addict rendezvous taking place in Paris, and we will be live this time next week in Paris. Yes, it is true. This time next week we will be somewhere in Paris. But I suppose the big question is where? Where will you be, Mr. Duncan? I've been trying to think carefully about where we will be next Sunday. I was thinking, how about the top of the Eiffel Tower? At the very top. But then I thought, well, it's a lot of effort to do that. And yes, I am quite a lazy person sometimes. So we won't be at the top of the Eiffel Tower. We might be somewhere near the Eiffel Tower, or perhaps somewhere completely different. We might be doing the live stream from outside the Moulin Rouge. Who knows? To be honest with you, there are many great places where I could do the live stream from, because Paris is one of those places that is incredibly scenic. There are lots of wonderful places where I could do the live stream from. Of course, it won't just be me. It will be myself, Mr. Steve, and some of our lovely English Addicts will be joining us as well. I hope you can join us. If you can't join me in person, you can always watch the live stream, which is on next Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. We will be live from Paris. As I mentioned at the start of today's live stream, we have a lot of wind today. It is blowing a gale. We often use the word gale to describe wind that is strong. So there it is at the moment. Looking outside my window, you can see we have a lot of strong wind, but at least the sun is out today, which is rather nice. It's been very strange over the past couple of days. Some very strange weather has been taking place. Hello to the live chat. I haven't forgotten you, don't worry. Oh, a lot of people are already joining us. In first place, I woke up this morning, and this is something that will give you an idea of how my brain works. When I woke up this morning, I was trying to guess who would be first on today's live chat. And I thought it would be Beatrice. And guess what? Congratulations, Beatrice. I know where you are at the moment, and I know you are very eager. You are anticipating the big rendezvous, because we will be meeting up with you next Sunday. We will all be on the live stream together in Paris. Also joining us today in second place, Vitas. Hello, Vitas. It's nice to see you here as well. We also have Marianne. Hello, Marianne. It's nice to see you joining us today as well. Also, yes, he is here. He is here. He's definitely here. He is present and very correct. It is, of course, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Also, yes, we will be meeting up with you next Sunday in Paris. So there is Beatrice, there is Luis, and some other surprise guests as well. And of course, Mr. Steve will be joining us also on the live chat. All of that coming next week. Who else is here today? Marcia is here. Hello. Also we have Suri. Hello, Suri. And Maurizio is here as well. We would love to be meeting up with you next Sunday. I know it's not possible, sadly. Hello, also Palmyra. We also have, I want to say hello to, if it is your first time, by the way, please say hello. Hello, Wagner is also here. And we have, I'm trying to find someone who is new. Suri Rayayu is here saying, I have just subscribed to you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much. Isn't that lovely? Also, Pitaj Babu is here as well. Nice to see you watching. A lot of people joining today on the live chat. Noor Khalil Ahmed Mohammed. That is a very long name. Hello to you. Thank you for joining me today. English Addict is with you. And yes, we are live right now. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. This year I will be celebrating 19 years on YouTube. A lot of people ask, Mr. Duncan, can you please tell me what was it like being on YouTube in the early days? What was being a YouTuber way back in 2006? What was it like? What was YouTube like? It was very different from how it is now, to be honest with you. Lots of things have changed over the years. I would say the biggest change that has happened since 2006, when I first started here on YouTube, is of course the quality, the technology that is used to bring everything that we do to you. In the olden days, the picture, the size of the image was very small. The resolution was not clear. However, these days it is possible for us to make videos to show you everything in super high quality, and of course it is also possible to do this, to actually transmit live on YouTube. It is amazing. So I would say the biggest change that has occurred over the years here on YouTube is of course the technology. One thing that used to happen quite a lot in the early days of YouTube, everything was flagged for copyright. It would be very common, quite common, incredibly common for people to get copyright strikes in the very early days of YouTube. Even if you just sung a song but you didn't sing it very clearly, maybe you just did something for a few seconds, maybe a well-known song from the past or something that a lot of people like to listen to. Sometimes a person would sing just a very short part of a song, and then they would get lots and lots of copyright strikes. So that's the one thing I do remember in the early days of YouTube. Even I used to get them. I remember one of my students singing a song, and I posted it on YouTube. And to be honest with you, it was not very good. The singing was bad. It was out of tune. It wasn't very good. And guess what? I got a copyright strike. So that was one of the things that used to happen in the early days of YouTube, when YouTube was just small and starting out. I was there doing it. Hello, Roger Feroz. Hello to you, and thank you for your lovely purple heart. Isn't that nice? Coming up today, we are talking about lots of things. We have Mr. Steve here. We are talking about my favourite subject. In fact, it is the thing that I do quite a lot. The subject is sleep. I have to say, one of the great joys of life, especially as you get older, I don't know why, over the past 10, 12 years, I have enjoyed sleeping a lot. At night, during the day, sometimes in the afternoon, I do like to have a short sleep, maybe a rest in the afternoon when I'm feeling tired. So it is common for me to take a nap, and maybe, perhaps, it has something to do with my age. I am willing to admit that. It might have something to do with my age, perhaps. You never know. It might. Anyway, we are talking about sleep today. Mr. Steve will be here. By the way, Steve is also a hypochondriac. I mentioned that earlier. A person who constantly worries about their health. Whenever they get a slight pain or an ache somewhere in their body, they will often worry about it a lot. We are talking about that today as well. Can I say a big hello to all of my new subscribers? I have had a lot of new subscribers. At the moment, I am getting around 1,000 new subscribers every day. In fact, I have worked out at the end of this year, I should have around 1.7 million subscribers by the end of this year. So we will see what happens there. But if you are new to my channel, if it is your first time watching my live stream, can I say a big welcome to you. And of course, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Whoever you are, whatever you are doing at this moment, you are always welcome here on my YouTube channel. I've had a problem that I've been dealing with over the past few days. As the weather has become warmer, one thing has been really annoying me. In fact, you might say it has been bugging me a lot. This little guy is a mosquito. And I have to say, over the past few days, I've noticed that there are lots of flies, lots of insects that like to bite and drink your blood. And I don't know why, but over the past few days, can you see on my arm, there have been lots and lots of flies landing on my arm and biting me. Normally, Mr. Steve gets all of the bites from the insects, but this year, I don't know why, I seem to be getting all of the bites. Can you see that? Now, over the past few days, I've been out and about filming some new lessons coming this week, including a very big lesson, one of my, what I like to call my movie lessons, a lovely long lesson with lots of information contained within it. So because I've been outside a lot over the past few days, I found that the insects have been drinking my blood, and I don't know why I have bites on my arm. Just this arm. I don't know why. Look, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got about 6 bites on my arm, and I have a feeling it might be the same insect that's following me around. So this guy has been really annoying over the past few days. And of course, one of the things that always puts me off going on holiday, something that always puts me off going to certain places, are the insects that will bite you. If you go to a hot country or a tropical country, quite often you will find there are lots of insects buzzing around, and I have to say they can be quite annoying, especially when they do this to you. I can't believe how many bites I've got on my arm. Look at that one. That's amazing, that one. I think that might actually be a sting from a wasp, because it's really got quite large. Can you see that? I don't know why this year I seem to be more attractive to mosquitoes and all the other flies that will often bite people. What are you talking about, Mr. Duncan? What am I talking about? I'm talking about all sorts of things today. I'm talking about worrying about your health. I'm talking about animals and insects that like to bite you and make you itch. Also, we have the game that everyone loves to play. Later on, we are going to play Guess the Mystery Idiom. All of that coming up today. Can I say hello to a couple of more people? I don't want to forget anyone. We have Nick Lauda, or Lauda. Hello, Nick, watching in Brazil. And we also have Christina as well. Hello, Christina. I'm not sure which Christina you are, because we do have at least 3 Christinas watching my live stream. So hello, Christina, whichever one you happen to be. I hope you are having a good time today. Also we have, I will mention him, Pedro Belmont. Hello, Pedro, also here today, watching in Brazil. Mr. Steve is going to be with us in a few moments from now. I just mentioned the lovely sights around here, and before Mr. Steve joins us, we will have a look at some of those lovely countryside sights that we have in this area. After that, Mr. Steve will be right here. Don't go away.
boy now.
English Addict is with you today, Sunday of course, and I hope you are having a good one. Ooh. We are live right now across the world, the whole planet. Wherever you are in the world at the moment, maybe you are up there or down there or over there, or maybe you are way up there where the penguins live. I don't know where you are at the moment. Perhaps you could tell me on the live chat. By the way, we always have a little treat after the live stream finishes. I am going to show you what that treat is in a few moments from now. Talking of lovely treats, here he is. Oh, I know. This is the only reason why most people tune in to my English Addict show, is because of this guy. It is, of course, the one, the only, they call him Mr. Steve.
Hello, wonderful, beautiful viewers from across the globe. The microphone's above me this week, Mr. Duncan. You've set it all up correctly.
I did.
It's good to be here, and we're going to learn some English, and we're going to have some fun along the way. And I hope you can understand me.
I hope we have some fun today, because we are going to have a lot of fun next week. Next Sunday, this time next week, him and me will be in Paris. We are going to be live in Paris with the Paris Rendezvous taking place next week. Not only myself, but also there will be Mr. Steve. That's him, by the way, over there. If you are wondering who that is, there he is. Mr. Steve will also be with us, and we have a few of our English addicts as well, don't we?
We do, and a few people on the live chat have asked, are we ready for Paris yet? I've had one or two texts as well. No, we are not ready for Paris. We haven't even started preparing for it yet. Basically, it'll be night before, chuck a few things into the suitcase,
okay.
Off we go.
Yeah. I have to be honest, I mentioned this last Wednesday, I hate packing for anything. Even if it's just going for one night somewhere, I hate packing the suitcase or the night bag or anything. I hate it. I really do. I don't like packing. I wish someone else could do it for me. But unfortunately, you have to make your own choices when you pack your suitcase. You have to make sure you have everything with you. And of course, you always pack too much. We always end up taking more than we actually need. But yes, we are ready for it this time next week. We don't know where it will be. Even Mr. Steve doesn't know where we will be. It will be somewhere in Paris. Perhaps we will be at the top of the Eiffel Tower, or maybe somewhere else. Maybe we could be on a boat going along the River Seine. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Well, it has been suggested. We don't know. Mr. Duncan will sort it out when we're in Paris. We've had lots of suggestions, but at the end of the day, it's got to be somewhere that's got a good signal.
Oh, anyway, let's not start saying.
Look into that.
Yep.
When we get there, Mr. Duncan.
So it will be a big surprise when the camera comes on next week. It will be a big surprise. It might be a big surprise for me, although it won't be, because I already know where it's going to be. Yes, I am the only one who knows where the rendezvous will be. Even Steve doesn't know where it's going to be.
I'll follow you.
Yes. It should be fun.
As long as I follow Mr. Duncan, I will be in the right place.
I think so.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You can watch it live next Sunday. You will be able to see some familiar sights that will definitely crystallise the fact that we are in Paris in your minds.
Yes, definitely. And of course, we will be meeting up with Christina, Beatrice, Luis Mendez will also be there. We also have some surprise guests as well. Some big surprises coming. Where will we be?
Francesca's going to be there, Christina, I think.
Oh, yes, okay. Steve,
and whoever else wants to be there.
Yes.
If you want to be there, let Mr. Duncan know.
Well,
because if you don't, you won't know where to find us.
Well, I would say it's too late now to join me.
I don't think so.
Well, why?
Well, if somebody suddenly decides they have a free Sunday,
yes,
and they want to get on a train or something like that, and they wish to come and be part of the live meetup stream in Paris, they could still let you know, even on the morning, but you would have to be. You wouldn't know unless you'd need to email Mr. Duncan beforehand, because you need to go onto a special group.
Yes,
to be able to be.
Steve, that's the point I was going to make.
Instructions.
It isn't just me telling you, because I'm not going to announce it until we actually go live.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why you've got to. If you want to go, you've got to tell Mr. Duncan before.
And to be honest with you, I'm not going to have time to sort all that out anyway.
Not when we're in Paris. No.
So if you want to meet me, today is really the deadline, because there is no way I'm going to have time to sort any of that out. So I will say now, if you want to join me, today is the day to write to me and tell me I want to join you, and then I will sort everything out. I will get your details, and then we will take it from there. But it might be a bit too late, to be honest. I'm just being honest and fair, to be honest with you. Mr. Steve. Oh, it's great. Steve is very happy at the moment because you do have a holiday. You are off for 2 weeks.
I am, yes, because I need a break from work, and now's a good time to do it. In the middle, we'll be in Paris for a day or so it'll be fantastic. Yes, holidays. We need to have holidays to recharge our batteries, as we say. There's a phrase we use in the UK, probably in other parts of the world, to recharge your batteries. And probably what that means physiologically is that you've exerted so much energy, and you've been pumping out so much adrenaline and cortisol to keep yourself going. Through work and whatever else you do. You need to let your body relax and just recharge itself.
We have a wonderful expression. We say we are knackered. It's a wonderful British expression. So we say if we are tired, if we just need a break, you can say, "Oh, I am knackered."
It's not something you would say. It's quite not rude, but it's not. You wouldn't say it to your mother, probably.
Oh, I used to hear your mother say it all the time.
My mother never used that phrase.
Your mother. Can I just say, Mr. Steve's...
She never used that phrase.
Mr. Steve's mother used to swear all the time.
He's making it up.
She used to use such bad... I was surprised the first time. Your mother, I didn't know she swore so much. Her language. And she used to smoke cigarettes all the time. She always had a cigarette hanging out of her mouth.
Sounds like your mother you're talking about, not mine.
Oh yes, wait there. I am getting confused there, Steve. No, that was my mother. You see, that's what I was leading up to there. It was a little joke I was leading up to.
Oh, I see. Yes, knackered is a sort of a slang word
Yes.
for tired.
Yes. In fact,
K-N begins with a K.
historically, I will tell you what it means. Animals will be slaughtered for consumption by human beings, and the knacker's yard was where the animals would be slaughtered, and that's what they called it. So to be knackered means you are just almost dead. You are so exhausted. I'm so exhausted. So that's why we call it that, you see. That's where it comes from.
But you only sort of use that to sort of friends. You wouldn't use it to somebody who was quite, a very polite sort of person. It's not rude, but it's not. It's slang.
Yes. I think, to be honest, these days, maybe in the past, but I think these days it's not such a big deal because people, I don't know if you've noticed, Steve, but people swear all the time. They use bad language all the time. It's become almost commonplace. If you turn on the television here in the UK after 9 o'clock at night, everyone is using bad language. It's become very normal, especially here on YouTube, except here on English Addict, where the language is always beautiful and pleasant and always very, very nice.
But at work, for example, we wouldn't be allowed to swear.
No.
If you were to swear, even at a work meeting or we have sort of Teams meetings where everyone's there.
Yes.
With your boss, if they come out with you, it wouldn't be appropriate to use even mild swear words.
Well, that's
not be seen as professional.
No, that's it. Well, in anything that's formal, you tend, even these days, you don't normally use bad language or swear or curse. It's even nowadays, it's still not acceptable. But in the entertainment world, it has become very commonplace, except here on English Addict. Unless, of course, we are talking about those particular words, in which case we might have to use them, but we don't. So you don't have to worry. Mr. Steve, we are talking about my favourite subject today. It is the thing that I love doing. Sometimes I do it in the afternoon. Sometimes I do it at night. And sometimes my viewers do it during my live stream. What am I talking about? Well, of course, we are talking about sleep. Having a sleep. We are talking about that subject today. Another thing I wanted to mention, Steve. Hypochondriacs. What is a hypochondriac, Mr. Steve?
Oh, you're asking me now? Yes, somebody that worries too much about their health. I mean, quite a few of us do worry about our health. Some people don't at all. But, I mean, most of us are concerned. We don't want to be unhealthy, but it can become, if you're a hypochondriac, I think that's a medical term, meaning that worrying about your health has become such a problem that it's causing problems itself. Or can cause problems itself. I think hypochondria is a medical term.
Yes. It's actually a very good way of defining that. In fact, sometimes if you worry too much about your health, I think it can make you unhealthy. But normally it's things that happen to your body that you're not expecting, or maybe something that is annoying you or bothering you. Maybe you have pain somewhere in your body, and then you start to worry too much about it. And there is a book. There are many medical books you can buy, but this is one of the most famous ones, and this is Black's Medical Dictionary. This is one of the worst things you can look at if you ever feel unwell, because inside this book it lists all of the things that can go wrong with your body. And of course, I suppose we should also mention, Steve, on the internet there is the MD. What's it? Have you ever seen it?
I have, yes. I mean, of course, the internet is it's very bad if you are a hypochondriac.
Yes.
Because if you're not medically trained, you can put your symptoms in, and it will give you this whole list of diseases that you might have, and of course you'll look for all the worst ones. This is why a doctor is important, because they can pick up the subtle differences between these symptoms. However, having said that, they think that AI may well replace a lot of what GPs do, doctors do, when it comes to symptoms, because a lot of these symptoms you probably can put into an algorithm, and it probably will. I don't know how accurate it is, but there is this fear that sort of AI systems may replace what doctors do in diagnosing disease.
Yeah. But would it be a bad thing if they could find illnesses before they became too serious? So I suppose that's a good thing. But what I'm actually talking about is our obsession with health. And some people do. Now, I think we all do it though, Steve. I've been through situations where something has not felt right. And then you start to worry, and then you go on the internet, you start looking up all of the things that you are suffering from, and then maybe you have one of these books. For example, if I open the book here, let's have a look. Let's see. Oh, here we go. What about, Mr. Steve, what about Grand Mal?
So, well, that's something bad, isn't it? Because mal means bad in French.
Yes.
Is that like a stroke?
It is actually an epileptic fit.
Epileptic fit.
Yes, if you have epilepsy. So I just opened that randomly just to prove that I'm not cheating. There it is. There it is. It's somewhere. Can you see it? Grand Mal, it says. Grand Mal. It says here, is the name applied to convulsive epileptic attack, also known as a tonic-clonic seizure. I've never heard of that.
You don't want that, Mr. Duncan.
And it is in contrast with what they call the petit mal. Petit mal, of course, is small convulsion. Now, I used to get those years ago. I used to have petit mals where I would have just a little seizure, nothing serious, but it would be something that would come and then go. And the doctor said, it's probably petit mal that you've got there, Mr. Duncan. You need to relax more. So I've done that for many years, and all of those strange things have disappeared. So there's a good example, Steve. Just from opening this book randomly, I was able to find something that I've had actual experience with. Let's have a look, see if there's something else here.
Should we be clear on the spelling as well? Because you could easily get that wrong from the way we're pronouncing it.
Here we go, Steve. Intersexuality. I'm just proving that I'm really looking at it. There it is. I wish this camera would focus properly, but there it is. I just randomly opened it, and there it is. This book, by the way, is not a good thing to read if you are feeling under the weather. But I think it's common for us all to go through periods where we worry about our health. Would you say?
Yes, I was just saying as well, we need to be sure of the spelling on that, because people can often pronounce it the wrong way, can't they?
Mm-hmm.
It's. Do you want to just explain that? Because it's not hyperchondria, is it? It's hypochondriac.
That's it. So it's too much of something. It's too much. Steve.
Yes, I know. Are you going to put up the spelling? Or
no, I'm not, because I don't have anything prepared.
Never mind. But anyway, you can look it up. Yeah, I mean, if something's hyper,
Yeah.
That's too much, isn't it? But that's not how you spell it in this case. It's hypochondriac, isn't it? With an O,
Yes.
I believe. I think I'm right.
Hypochondriac.
Am I, Mr. Duncan? Quickly look it up in the Black's Dictionary.
That's it. It might be there. I've just put it on the live chat, by the way.
That's it. Hypo, not hyperchondriac.
No, that's it.
People
It's-
sometimes get that wrong.
Anyway, Steve, it's on the live chat now.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just wanted to be clear on that.
That's it. Talking of things that might make us feel ill, there are also things that might make you feel very good. One of the things that we always do every week after the live stream finishes, we often have a little treat. Now, I've been asked to show what it is we have every week at the end of the live stream. So there it is. That is Mr. Steve's creation, and this is the one that he made today. So for those wondering what it is we have every week at the end of the live stream, there it is. It is Mr. Steve's super duper tea cake loaf, and that is what we have.
This one doesn't look like it's come out very well this week, Mr. Duncan.
No.
It usually rises a bit more than that. I put in less yeast today,
Oh.
so I don't think it's written as well. But you can tell it's homemade.
Hmm.
The thing is with these bread makers is you can't always guarantee how they're going to come out.
Hmm.
Sometimes they come out really big, other times they're smaller.
Hmm.
Because it depends a lot on the yeast, how much sugar you put in, all sorts of things like that.
Yes.
That one looks a bit shrunken, but it will still be delicious.
Yeah. In fact, I have to say I'm looking forward to eating it today because I haven't eaten any food. I just had a little piece of bread this morning, and that's all I've had to eat today, to be honest with you. So I am feeling a little bit hungry, if I was honest with you, Mr. Steve.
Well, we've got an hour to go, Mr. Duncan, before you can eat anything.
Yeah. The live chat is busy, by the way.
I know, I've been keeping a good eye on it.
Yes.
Somebody asked an interesting question earlier. Mild. Does it mean semi? No, they're two different words.
Mild normally means slight. Slight.
Yes.
So
I
when
see what you mean. Yeah. Yes.
Something is mild, it is slight.
Yes,
Not-
like a mild illness.
Yes, not full, slight.
I've got a mild cold.
Hmm.
Just means you've got a not particularly bad cold. But you wouldn't say I've got a semi-illness.
No.
But semi means something that's similar,
Hmm.
doesn't it, Mr. Duncan?
Well, semi is normally physical things.
Yes, a semi. It's something that's similar to something.
Semi is a physical thing normally. We refer it to anything physical, whereas mild is
Right.
normally things that can be sensed or felt. So that's the
Okay.
difference, the main difference. So, for example, the weather can be mild, and you feel that the temperature is not hot. It's not too hot. It's just mild, and that is the difference. But yes, you're right. You can have a mild illness, nothing serious, just mild. And we have hello, Tom Rocks. I've just noticed, Tom Rocks. No, the book is not racist. That is the publisher. There is also another one, Steve, from years ago. My mother used to have an old copy of Gray's Anatomy. And it has all of the medical terms for parts of the body, and sometimes it had pictures as well. And I learnt quite a lot as a child from that book. I have to be honest with you.
Are you suggesting that you are a hypochondriac, Mr. Duncan?
No, I'm not. I don't think so. I'm just saying that whenever you look at a medical book, especially if you're young, you always look for the rude things, the naughty things. That's the point I'm making there. You always do.
People often describe me as a hypochondriac, and I've got a friend who is definitely a hypochondriac. And we phone each other up and we describe our symptoms to each other. and almost, it's almost like we're hoping there's something seriously wrong. It's quite perverse in a way. Perverse, there's a good word for you. So it's almost like sometimes we want something to be wrong. You've got these symptoms and you go to the doctor and they say, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, it's just this. And sometimes you're almost disappointed because you actually want them to find something, particularly if you've got these sort of vague symptoms of tiredness or aching and you don't feel 100% right, but you go to the doctor, you say, oh, I'm just feeling tired all the time, I don't feel well, I don't feel right. They do lots of blood tests and they don't find anything wrong. You're almost disappointed because you don't feel right. But it's probably all in the mind.
Yeah.
You're probably worrying too much.
Yeah.
But you almost want a blood test to come back and say, oh, Steve, you're diabetic. That's why you're feeling tired.
That's good news.
You've got a low iron level, because at least then you can do something about it.
Good news.
But if the results all come back negative.
Good news. You've got 5 days to live. Oh, thank goodness for that.
Well, you don't want that. No,
that's it.
But sometimes you feel unwell for no apparent reason. It sort of drags you down, makes you feel like you're tired.
Yeah.
And you don't know why. You go to the doctor, the tests all come back negative. You almost, well, what is it then? The doctor can't come up with any suggestion.
No.
Maybe you're not sleeping enough. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe, you know what I mean.
Sometimes, and this is something I believe in, sometimes illness can be up here, you see. Thinking sometimes can be the biggest illness that a person can have, where you overthink things. So even if it's something happening inside your body or around you, I think this up here, this stupid thing locked away inside our coconuts is the thing that causes the most problems, especially when you start to think too much about things. And I think that can be almost part of it, to be honest with you. We are talking about a very interesting subject. We've had some interesting subjects already, but we are talking about sleep in a few moments from now. Something I love doing. I have to say, Mr. Steve, I love sleeping. In fact, I might have one of those this afternoon after we've finished our live stream. Don't go away. We will be back very soon. Definitely. English Addict is with you today. It's myself, Mr. Duncan, and of course, Mr. Steve as well. What are you doing, Steve?
Just sending a text.
You're sending a text. Okay.
I'm done.
You know we're live.
And yes, exactly. Well, I'm doing live things. Oh, the live chat's vanished, Mr. Duncan. I've done something, obviously.
Okay. What do you mean it's vanished?
It's just gone. I pressed something in the live chat. I'll work it out, Mister. I'll work it out. I don't know where it's gone. Oh no, everything's gone now. Right. No, don't know. It's all frozen.
It's all frozen, has it? Okay. Steve, I'm over here, don't you? I'm not there. Okay.
Never mind. I can't look at the live chat at the moment. It's vanished.
Okay. Well, that was a wonderful moment of time we've just shared together. By the way, we're talking about sleep today, which is something that I might be doing in a moment, or even you might be doing as the viewer, to be honest with you. Have you sorted it, Steve?
No, it's telling me I need to install something, but I won't bother with it now.
That's impossible. What have you done to my iPad?
I don't know. I'm clicking on it. Nothing's happening.
See, this is why I never like Mr. Steve getting hold of my own technology, because when he starts pressing buttons, I remember. Do you remember the time when you kept blocking people?
Well, this is what I hate about modern technology.
Yeah.
iPads, phones. You've only got to brush your finger across them. Something happens, and then you can't find your way back. Well, I can't.
No.
Same. That's why I would never buy a new car anymore, because it's all touch screens, and it would drive me mad.
Let me just see if I can sort this out, or else we can't do anything then for the next hour. Where there's
Put
Steve.
something on.
Steve. Just wait there a second. I'm coming over. I've never done this before.
Mr. Duncan's coming over to my domain on the other side of the studio. And he's going to try and sort out the live stream. Here he is.
What do you... I don't know. What?
No idea, Mr. Duncan. My finger brushed against the iPad and everything disappeared. But this, of course, is what happens with modern technology.
No, this is what happens with you.
I only have to look at an iPad and it all goes wrong.
Steve, will you just give me a second?
Don't you want me to keep talking?
No, I don't. I'd rather you did the opposite for a moment while I just sort this out. There we go.
There we go. It's all back again. It's gone again. No, it hasn't. Hello.
I've never done this before.
Mr. Duncan is over on the other side of the studio.
I've never done this before.
You can tell we're live.
I'm with Mr. Steve now. This feels very weird, being here by Mr. Steve. Anyway, I'm going back to my important corner now.
The live stream is back, although I can't see anything now. That's gone. But I'm not going to attach anything to here. Why are those balloons called Virgin? You must know, Tom. You must know. I think you're just trying to cause trouble.
Yes, I think so as well. I think Tom Rocks is actually on borrowed time on my live stream. My finger is hovering over the block button, and I'm sure you don't want to be blocked again, because then you would have to come up with a whole new personality to invade my live chat with. So we have the live chat back now. Oh my God. Anyway, we're talking about sleep today. I really do need a sleep after the last few minutes of our live stream. Oh my goodness. I would imagine all the people who were coming next Sunday are now cancelling because they're thinking, oh my God, what have we done? Sleep, Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, I love to sleep. Apparently, we spend 6/3 of our life asleep. Did you know that?
Some of us, it's longer.
I just made that up, by the way. 6/3? That's impossible.
6/3? You mean 3/6? Probably.
No,
you probably mean it the other way round.
How much of our life do we spend asleep?
Well, if we get 7 hours a night, 3 7s are 21. Yeah, it's about a third, between a quarter and a third of our lives asleep.
That's incredible, though, isn't it?
Probably.
That's incredible when you think about it. So a huge part of our life is actually spent unconscious. That's bizarre.
Yes, but it depends what you mean by conscious. Maybe this is not really real.
Okay, Steve. Steve, this is not the Alex Jones channel. This is
Who?
English Addict.
Who's Alex Jones? Never heard of him.
Goodness me. This is a very weird...
But of course we need to be asleep, don't we?
Oh.
Because that's when
Yes.
our brain restores itself.
Yes.
So if we didn't sleep, we wouldn't live very long,
No.
as they have discovered when they torture people. Sleep deprivation is used as torture
Yeah.
in wartime, and if you go without sleep, I don't know what the time limit is. It's so many days. Then your brain never fully recovers.
For me, it's about 5 minutes. If I every 5 minutes I feel like going to sleep. I'm certainly feeling like it now, to be honest with you. Definitely. So sleep is the subject that we've eventually got to. The word sleep can be used as a noun and a verb. As a noun, it is the state of being unconscious. So we often think of being unconscious as not moving or not reacting to things around you. Or in Mr. Steve's case, just normal, really.
Yeah, some people. Rama, hello Rama from India. Some people sleep for a lot less. Some people can sleep for a lot less.
Yeah.
We had a British Prime Minister called Margaret Thatcher, who famously only used to sleep 4 or 5 hours a night.
Yes.
The only problem is she got Alzheimer's when she was about 65 or something.
It's not good for you.
So I don't think it's good for you long term.
Although, in fairness, she was a bit crazy anyway. So I think maybe that lack of sleep sent her completely crazy, as we all found out eventually, to our utter dismal disbelief.
That's a matter of opinion.
Okay. Nice. The state of being unconscious, the suspension. I think I've spelt suspension wrong there. I don't know what's going on today. I'm sure something's happening to me. Maybe I need some extra sleep. The suspension of being, that should be CIO. What's wrong today? I don't know what's going on. I'm making so many mistakes. I might just go home.
You need some more sleep, Mr. Duncan.
I do. I need some more sleep. The periodic physiological rest. Oh, yes. Physiological, Mr. Steve. There's a great word.
Physiological, yes, of your physiology, of your body.
Yes. So something that's happening physiological is to do with your body. Sleep is the shutdown of the conscious mind. In fact, I remember we watched a documentary about sleep a while ago, and it said when you sleep, you cease to exist because you go into such a deep state, and most of the systems in your brain actually switch off completely. So when you're sleeping, you actually don't exist anymore. And I have to say, I didn't like the sound of that, to be honest. It didn't fill me with much joy, if I was honest with you. But apparently everything, it's like you no longer exist. But something must be happening because we are still able to dream. But I suppose that's something we still don't fully understand, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, we don't really know. But it's your brain restoring itself. They think is the main reason for sleep, don't they now? But I mean, yeah. I don't think they fully understand it.
I think it was Edgar Allan Poe who described sleep as the little slice of death.
Lovely.
Well, it was Edgar Allan Poe, Mr. Steve. He was well known for his dark thoughts. So when we think about sleep, we are normally referring to the rest period of the brain, the the old noggin up here. We are giving it a rest. And that's what you said a few moments ago, wasn't it, Steve?
What about the brain restoring itself?
Yes, and needing to rest so it can do that.
Yes, because there's so much information coming in all the time. The mind, the brain has to have some time to think, to make sense of it all, put things into different compartments, save some things, delete some other things maybe, and just plus also it's getting rid of toxins in your brain, isn't it? I think this is what I've read, is that toxins build up in your brain and they have to be sort of taken out. There's a certain system in your brain that takes out all the toxins, and if you don't get enough sleep, the toxins build up, and they think that's what leads to things like Alzheimer's and things like that over many years.
Yes.
But
I think it does. It does, doesn't it, though? The brain does need some time where it's not doing those things. In fact, they often say that the brain is very similar to the computer. So the computers we have in our offices and homes, and there are similarities, because if your computer stays on for too long, I'm sure we've all had this happen. If you leave your computer on for too many days, Mr. Steve, what happens is the computer starts going wrong. It starts going slow, or programs won't open properly. So you have to restart the computer. You have to shut it down and then restart it. So even computers have to be restarted and have a little rest, just like the brain. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, except of course they're saying that the brain isn't really resting when we're sleeping. It's doing a lot of stuff. It's not working in the same way it is when we're conscious, but it's doing a lot of stuff in the background, repairing itself, getting rid of toxins, sorting out information. And so it's actually quite active when we're asleep, the brain. And it goes through these phases, doesn't it? Are you going to talk about that?
No.
Yeah, it goes through different phases. We know this. The one that everyone's heard about is REM sleep.
There's the deep one, isn't it? The really deep one where isn't it rapid eye movement?
That's it. And the things are going on when your eyes are flickering about. Your brain's, I think they think that's sorting out information or doing something. But yeah, and I think you need different things at different amounts of sleep at different times of the year. I think in the winter, particularly for us who are living in sort of the northern or the southern hemisphere, away from the equator, so the length of our days varies a lot depending on the seasons and the time of the year. Mm-hmm. So at the moment we've got almost at the point where we have maximum length of days, so it'll get light at sort of 4 o'clock in the morning, and it'll be light until 10 o'clock at night. So we're almost getting to the point where we've got 18 hours of daylight, whereas in the winter, where we are on our particular latitude, we might only get, well, do we even get 8 hours of sunlight or daylight? It won't get light until 8, and it will be dark sometimes at 4, 5 o'clock. So, 8 hours, a lot. So, and I think when it's very light, this is what I've noticed now. So normally you go to bed at sort of 10, 11 o'clock, wake up at sort of 7. Yeah. But of course in the winter it's still dark when you're waking up sometimes, whereas at this time of the year it's light at 4 a.m. So I find I wake up too early. So I'm not getting the same amount of sleep that I would in the winter, so I'm feeling more tired because I'm sometimes waking up at sort of 5 o'clock, and I'm restless then through till about 7. So maybe we need to go to bed earlier at this time of the year.
Yes. A period of rest is described as sleep time. So we often describe it generally as sleep time. The time that you spend asleep. A state of dormancy. Oh, I like that one. And I've spelt it correctly, which is always good. Dormant. To be dormant or to have dormancy. To sleep. So dormant is referring to being still or asleep. You are still. And normally during a period when all is rested. To be in sleep mode. I like that. Sleep mode. To be in sleep mode is to be in that state, that condition of being actually asleep and unconscious.
A dormouse. I'm sure the word, there's a certain type of mouse called a dormouse. And I think that comes from the fact that it will go into hibernation at certain times of the year. Might be wrong there, but I think that's where they get the name dormouse from. Dormancy. A lot of animals go into hibernation or dormancy at certain times of the year. In the winter when it's cold, there's not much food about, and they just go to sleep for days or weeks or months, and then wait out the good weather when spring comes, when there's more food around.
And we have the word dormitory.
Yes, a place where people sleep.
Where beds are normally positioned and people will sleep. A dormitory. An electronic device on standby is in sleep mode, and this is something that we often see nowadays. Any device, computers, especially computers, quite often you will not have the actual computer running, but it will be in sleep mode. So most of the functions will stop. A computer can be placed into sleep mode. In other words, the hardware and the main functions are deactivated, but the computer itself is still switched on. There is still electricity flowing through the computer, but the hardware and the main functions are not operating. Your computer is now in sleep mode.
We've often thought it would be quite nice, actually, because obviously in the winter the weather's bad. Sometimes, wouldn't it be nice sometimes if you just could go into hibernation for, say, a month? Just, I've had enough. I'm going to hibernate for a month.
Yeah.
Would that be? Sometimes I think that would be quite nice.
I'm feeling like doing it right now, to be honest with you. Moving on. The dry, crusty deposit in the corner of the eye is often referred to as sleep. We've all had it. You wake up in the morning and you rub your eyes, and there is always something dry in the corner of your eye. It's sort of dry, and sometimes you can't get it out. It's solid. You have to get your finger right in there and almost gouge your eye out to retrieve it. Sleep is the crusty deposit. It's normally all of the mucus or mucoid, as they call it, that collects in the corner of your eye, and then, of course, while sleeping, it dries out, and in the morning it is there. I woke up and wiped the sleep from my eyes, the dry mucus that forms on the corner of your eyes.
I think it's mainly salt from your tears and obviously impurities that get dust and things like that collect.
Is it possible to cry in your sleep?
Is it possible to cry
in your sleep?
Well, maybe if you're having a bad dream, you might shed a few tears.
I think I've laughed in my sleep.
But I mean, your eyes are always being lubricated with tears.
I think I've laughed in my sleep. I'm sure I've woken up sometimes, and I'm actually laughing, and I wake up and I'm really laughing at something, and I don't know what it was I was laughing at, but sometimes I wake up. But I wonder if you can cry in your sleep. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of anyone waking up and they're crying. It's very strange, that, isn't it? wonder
You
what
might be
else-
having a sad dream.
I wonder what else you can do while you're sleeping that you weren't expecting.
I think you can certainly have a sad dream,
Yeah.
can't you?
But I'm wondering if it's a physical thing, though, whether physically you could cry. Because I've woken up in a panic when I've had a nightmare, a bad dream. I've woken up suddenly in quite a panic. And that does feel like it's a real thing. My body is actually reacting in a realistic way, as if it's really happening. Friends might have a sleepover. Did you ever have a sleepover, Mr. Steve?
I don't think I ever did. I don't think they really were very popular when I was growing up.
Oh.
I don't remember. Maybe once or twice, very rarely.
Hmm.
Very rarely would I go to a friend's house and sleep over.
It was always exciting if you stayed at someone else's house when you were young. So I used to stay at my grandparents' house. Sometimes at the weekend I would spend the weekend there, and I loved it. It was always different and strangely exciting. And I did stay a few times with other friends, some friends that I knew, and I would stay over. And it was always quite exciting when you were in a different place. Even now, all those years later. It's
So
still-
you used to sleep over at your grandparents' house
I did.
sometimes? See, my grandparents, I never really knew my grandparents, either on my mother's or my father's side, because my father with his job moved away and we very rarely saw them. So I didn't really have a relationship with my grandparents, which is a bit sad, really. But because my sister's got three children, and they used to obviously know my mother as their grandmother and my father quite well. But we didn't really, my sister and I didn't really know our grandparents very well. In fact, I would probably count on one hand the number of times we saw them when we were growing up, because it was like a 5-6 hour drive to get there. So we didn't see them very often, unfortunately.
Friends would often have a sleepover party. I think this is big in maybe the United States, where lots of people will have sleepovers, maybe a birthday party or some sort of special celebration. And the friends will all stay at one friend's house. As a verb, here we go, Steve, we've got to move on with these. I've just realised we've got quite a few, and it's already nearly 3:30 already. That's impossible. The action or the process of sleep taking place. You are in a state of sleep, as in being at rest. So that is being used as a verb. We often refer to that action as sleeping. Something I enjoy doing. Quite often in the afternoon, you will find me sleeping somewhere. I told you the other day, didn't I, Steve, when I was at the science park way back in 2010, I had a little office in the science park, and in the afternoon I would make a little bed under the desk where I was working. I would roll up a coat, and I would get really comfortable under the desk. And I would do it in a position where if anyone came to the door, they couldn't see me. So it was great. And I would sometimes lie down on the floor under the desk for maybe a couple of hours and go fast to sleep. It's very, very strange.
Here's a good one from Aziz. To sleep on it.
Oh, yes. We might be having that later.
To sleep on it. Yeah, sometimes if you're thinking of an idea and you're not quite sure whether it might work or not, or if you've got a decision to make over something and you can't make that decision straight away, you need some time for your brain to work out which way you should go, what decision you should make. Sometimes you say, I'll sleep on it, which means, doesn't necessarily mean you're actually going to go to sleep. It might mean that, but usually when you use that phrase, it means you're just going to, a period of time. I need to allow a period of time, several hours, to just think this through to see if it might work or not.
It's figurative.
It's figurative. I mean, you can be literal as well, but usually it's figurative.
So
that
as a verb,
phrase.
anyway, we've got to move on, Steve. As a
Thanks for
verb,
that.
as a verb, we often refer to that action as sleeping. He likes to sleep after lunch. It is his sleeping time. As a verb, to describe the accommodation or facilities for sleep. So we often say that maybe a hotel room, for example, will sleep 2 people. So it means that room can accommodate 2 people. They can go into that room and there will be plenty of room for them to have a lovely rest. Something to help one sleep. For example, this live stream might help you to go to sleep. It might be a new way of helping you to go to sleep, to dreamland. Something to help a person sleep. For example, Steve, some people take sleeping pills to help them sleep. Any aid to help a person sleep. Of course, I think there are many other suggestions, aren't there, for helping a person to go to sleep? Maybe having a warm glass of milk, or maybe a little bit of alcohol. Some people say that will help you to go to sleep as well.
Yes, they do. Some people swear by having a little drop of whiskey before they go to bed. If you swear by something, it means that is something that you believe really works well for you. I swear by a drop of whiskey before I go to bed. It's almost like you're saying, you're declaring that it's something that always works for you. I swear by it. Oh, when I've got a cold, I swear by hot lemon drinks. You're saying that really helps you. I believe this is really helpful when you say you swear by something.
Beatrice says valerian tea. Herbal tea, yes, I think a lot of people do suggest that as well.
I've tried that. It's like a mild sort of anaesthetic. Valerian, it's a natural, I think it's a root of a plant.
Nice.
Valerian root, I think it's a root, or leaves maybe, but I think it's a root. It's supposed to contain something that makes you tired. But of course people use alcohol, but often alcohol makes you feel a bit drowsy the next day. I'll tell you what really works well as well. When I used to go on long distance flights, if we were going on holiday, I'd take a Piriton tablet, which is used for hay fever, but they make you very drowsy.
Yeah.
The quality of your sleep is affected by it. You don't feel as good when you wake up, but sometimes you just want to get to sleep.
Well, that is one of the things about long distance flying. I wish there was some way they could give you something, you drink it, and then you're guaranteed then to be asleep for at least 10 hours.
But of course you're not supposed to sit still in a plane, are you now?
No.
They do not recommend that you just go to sleep on a plane for 8 hours and not move, because it's bad for your circulation.
That's it. Well, if I ever go on a long haul flight, I always like to run up and down the aisle for about 20 minutes. And it's great. You just get out of your seat and you run up and down the plane a few times. You do get arrested. Of course you get arrested. Normally a big guy jumps on you and pulls out a gun. But it is good exercise if you're on a long haul flight. Run up and down the aisle and see what happens. A sleeping partner. Here's an interesting phrase, Steve. A sleeping partner. A direct partner in a firm with no direct involvement in the running of the business.
They might be putting some money in, but they don't want to directly get involved in the running of the company.
Here we go. Here's the phrase that you mentioned a few moments ago: to sleep on it.
Right.
To carefully think about or consider something before making a final decision. So something you will consider. You will think about it. I will sleep on that. Let me sleep on it. Something to be considered. Something you have to think about, as Steve said a few moments ago. Here's another phrase, sleeping with the enemy. Oh, yes, it can happen. A person might be sleeping with the enemy to become involved or associated with an adversary. Oh, someone who is against you, and perhaps you become their friend, or maybe you are trying to find out some information, or maybe you are passing information on to them. You are sleeping with the enemy.
It doesn't mean you're literally having
No.
a relationship with them.
No, these are phrases.
It's figurative.
These are figurative phrases. You might be, Mr. Steve, have you ever been asleep at the wheel?
Yeah, so if you were to take that literally, it means that you are falling asleep when you're driving or operating a ship. But of course, in this case, it doesn't necessarily mean literally that.
No.
It means if you're running a company, for example, and you're not doing a very good job, or you're not doing a very good job at your job, whatever that is, you might be criticised. Somebody might say to you, it all went wrong because you were asleep at the wheel. You weren't fully concentrating on your whatever it is you were doing, your job.
So you are not in a state of full attention or awareness. To be asleep at the wheel is often used when we are describing a person who is not giving their full attention to something, or maybe they are just completely oblivious to something happening because they are not paying attention to it.
It's usually used in the context of running a business of some description.
Yes.
The CEO was asleep at the wheel, and they had many issues with employees doing things they shouldn't do. Means they weren't paying attention to the running of the business.
Here's another one. Oh, let sleeping dogs lie. This is advice that we sometimes give to someone to tell them to leave something well alone. Leave it alone. Don't get involved. Do not disturb that person. Do not make the situation any worse by getting involved. Sometimes you have to let sleeping dogs lie. Leave something alone. Avoid stirring trouble with that particular thing. You have to let sleeping dogs lie. Here's another one, Steve. You might lose sleep over something. You might lose sleep because of something. You are having trouble, or a troubling thing. Something that's troubling is something that is on your mind. There might be something bothering you.
Yes, if you're worried, for example, about you've got an important meeting the next day, or you've got to go and get a flight, you might worry. If you go to bed worrying about something, you might wake up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep again. You can say that you've lost sleep over that one thing that you're worrying about. Sometimes it may be used in the opposite way. So, for example, you could be at work and your boss might say, okay, right, tomorrow I want you to look at this new project. It's very important, and there's a meeting in the afternoon. I want you to feed back to the group. But, don't lose any sleep over it. So someone might say to you, don't lose any. They might say they want you to do something, or something needs doing, and they might say to you, don't lose any sleep over it. In other words, don't worry too much about it.
Yes.
Because if we do worry too much about something, we wake up in the middle of the night, particularly if we haven't taken our valerian tablets, which is what Beatrice...
Another good use of that, of course, is a person who has no guilt about something. They have a clear conscience. They have a clear conscience about something. So you don't lose sleep. I have a clear conscience. I have no guilt or worry. I have no anxiety about that particular thing. I will not lose sleep over what I did, something you did, and maybe other people feel you should be ashamed of that thing, but I am not going to lose sleep over the things I said.
Maybe you had an argument with a neighbour or with a friend,
Mm.
and you discuss this to somebody else, and they say, "Oh dear, that's not very nice." You might reply, "So I'm not going to lose any sleep over it."
Mm.
In other words, you're not bothered about something
Yes.
enough for it to affect your sleep.
So
We
it's-
use that expression a lot.
Yes. To
Either
lose
somebody might say, "Don't lose any sleep over this,"
That's it.
or you might say, "I'm not going to lose any sleep over that." Somebody at work, that often happens at work, somebody says to me, "Oh, have you seen that we're out of stock of this product?
Mm.
Our customers are going to phone us up tomorrow and they're going to be angry with us." And my reply might be, "Well, it's out of my control. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it."
Yes. So you have a troubling thing on your mind that will cause you to lose sleep. To feel troubled by something is to lose sleep. But of course you might not lose sleep because you feel fine about it. Here we go, Steve. Oh, this is a sad one. This is a very sad one, everyone. I'm going to lower my flag to half-mast. Put to sleep. To ease the pain and suffering of Mr. Steve. To ease the pain and suffering of an animal by humanely killing it. You put that animal to sleep. The vet put my sick dog to sleep. We wanted to ease its suffering, so we decided to put it to sleep.
Yes, that's what we say here. If an animal is killed, unless it's been killed for food, we always say the animal was put to sleep.
Yeah.
If you see a horse racing and the horse falls over, is trying to jump over these big fences, and it falls over and breaks a leg, they put the horse to sleep. They don't say they've killed the horse.
No.
It sounds too brutal.
Yeah.
So if you say you've put the animal to sleep, it just sounds more gentle. It doesn't sound,
It sounds more polite.
It sounds more polite. That's what we say here in the UK. My dog was put to sleep.
Excuse me. I would like to put down your dog. It's very polite. I think horses are treated very unfairly. I mean, if I get a broken leg, you just put it in plaster. And then a few weeks later, I can take the plaster off, the cast off my leg, and I'm okay. If a horse breaks its leg, it has to go round the back of the barn, and then the guy comes with the shotgun. Don't they know that you can just put the leg in a little plaster cast, and then the horse will be fine?
But I don't think they're ever quite the same, are they? Once a horse has broken its leg, it's never going to race again. Ergo, might as well just get a new one.
That's awful. I still think that is dreadful. If a horse breaks its leg, that's it. It's the end of its life. No, I'm sorry. I'm not keeping that horse. Its leg doesn't work very well. That's it. It's out of here. Goodbye. So to put an animal to sleep is to ease its suffering. So sometimes I feel as if someone should ease my suffering.
Yes, we even use that as adults. I mean, you think we just use that for children, but of course we don't mean sleep. We mean,
Yeah.
But yes, you wouldn't say to somebody. Somebody might say, "How's your dog or your cat?"
Yeah.
And you might say, "It's been very ill, so I've had it killed." You wouldn't say that. You would say, "I've had it put to sleep."
Yeah.
Because having it killed sounds cruel and harsh.
Yeah. Yes, it
It's
is.
the same thing, but
Yes. How's your grandmother?
I think.
Well,
yes, exactly.
We had to have her put to sleep. Look, in Canada, you can actually put a human being to sleep. You can. They call it euthanasia. It's incredible, isn't it? We don't have it here. Not yet, fortunately.
Not legally, anyway.
Yeah. Well, in this country, we don't have it in any way. It doesn't exist in any legal way, although there are people trying to change it. I'm glad, really. I have to be honest with you. I'm very glad that we don't have it here, because sometimes I think Steve might try and just say, yes, Mr. Duncan, yes, I think it's time. It's time we took him around the back of the barn. I'll just go and get my shotgun. Nod off. To nod off is to go to sleep. Words we can use to describe sleep. We can also say that you drop off as well. If you drop off, it means you slip into sleep.
Often in an inappropriate moment.
Yes.
So if you're in a work meeting and it's very boring, you might drop off to sleep, and somebody might notice and give you I dropped off to sleep. Usually when you're supposed to be doing something else, like maybe you're at your computer, you might drop off or nod off to sleep.
Yes.
N-O-D.
Because you told me the other day that you once fell asleep in your car, parked in a car park, and then you woke up suddenly and people were looking at you through the window.
Yes, I for some reason when I was younger, I used to often at lunchtime, because of my job, sales. I've been doing sales for most of my life. So you travel about. I used to get quite tired at lunchtime. It's that, I think they call it postprandial sleep. Once you've had a meal at lunchtime, you often feel tired, don't you? Because the blood supply goes into your stomach to digest the food. It's that period just after lunch, which is why, of course, in some countries, particularly hot countries, they have a siesta, which I've noticed somebody put here on the live chat. I think Lewis put that in. Somebody else put it in. A siesta is associated with hot countries, Mexico, for some reason in particular, often depicted in films, people going off to sleep in the afternoon during the hottest period of the day when nobody wants to work. Have a siesta. Yes. And we use that phrase here, but we often don't do it in this country. But Tom also mentioned the word nap, to have a nap.
Yes.
Which is a short period of sleep, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, which a lot of people do. I often do this, have a little nap, we say. You just tune out for 20 minutes, half an hour, and it can really revitalise you. You can have a nap at any time of the day, but commonly would be in the afternoon.
I love having a little nap in the afternoon.
Yes.
Steve, you might nod off, fall asleep for a short time, often in strange places, like Steve did once in his car. I nodded off whilst parked in my car. Here's another one. Doze. A short sleep, a sleepy moment, or the feeling of sleepiness. I had a doze after lunch. I'm going through these quickly because we have to move on. We've only got 10 minutes left.
Somebody who's described as dozy.
Yes.
By the way, you can describe somebody as dozy. It means they're not quite with it. It's like they're almost asleep. Bill, he's really dozy. It means they don't really concentrate. They're not really with the moment.
Yeah. But it's quite often used also as a way of saying a person is not very clever.
Yes.
Or dozy. Here's another one, Steve. Zonk out. This might be the first time some people have heard this. To zonk out is to fall asleep, often due to alcohol or drug use. So a person might consume some alcohol and then they zonk out due to something else, normally something you've eaten or something you've consumed.
It means you've just gone to sleep very, very quickly. You're not really aware of it. I just zonked out. It means you just, without any warning, you just fell asleep due to Could be the painkillers, a heavy meal, something like that. But it sort of means you go to sleep very quickly, doesn't it, Mr. Duncan?
That's
you don't remember going to sleep.
And quite often due to something you've consumed. Those strong painkillers... Sorry?
You're completely out of it, zonked out.
Those strong painkillers made me zonk out. Here's another one. You might have a short sleep. You have 40 winks. To take a short sleep to recover from a tiring activity, an activity that made you tired, you might have 40 winks. I will go for a run and then take 40 winks. I am going to have a short sleep, and then hopefully afterwards I will be all refreshed and ready to go again. Finally, some phrases. You might be out for the count. If a person is fast asleep and maybe you are having difficulty waking them up, they are in a very deep sleep or something else. You might need to get a mirror and put the mirror under their nose to see if the steam appears, to check that they're still alive. You might be dead to the world, Mr. Steve. I don't remember anything last night. I went to sleep and I was dead to the world. It means to be in a deep sleep.
A deep sleep. Nothing's disturbed you at all.
And finally, you can be in the land of Nod. If you are in the land of Nod, it means you are enjoying your lovely rest. You are fast asleep, you are rested, you are comfortable, and you are having a lovely sleep. You are in the land of Nod.
Yes, a nice sleep. That must come, I think that comes from a book or something, doesn't it? Is it Noddy, who was always falling asleep? I think it comes from maybe an old fable or an old book or something. Is that right, Mr. Duncan?
I have no idea.
Noddy. Wasn't Noddy something? Wasn't he a sort of fictitious character?
Well, he's a little cartoon character or
that's
children's character. I'm not sure. But I think he had a little bell on his hat. And so every time he nodded, his bell would ring.
But it's a sort of a nice sleep.
Mm.
You know, a really sort of pleasant sleep.
Yes. Sometimes you can have a lovely sleep. Sometimes you can just go off to the land of Nod.
Yes, having a nice dream, Beatrice.
It is a lovely, lovely feeling. Mr. Steve, we only have 8 minutes left, and then we are going. We have a very busy weekend. Next weekend, we are in Paris, Mr. Steve and myself, and also some of you as well. We have surprise guests as well joining us. A guy who has his Marcel Marceau tribute act. He stands in the Champs-Élysées doing his Guy Trapped in a Box. It's very good. Marcel Marceau. Do you remember him? Who remembers Marcel Marceau? He was everywhere. He was a mime artist. Apparently, the French love mime artists. You see, I'm trapped here in this box. I'm literally trapped in here. It's been a very strange one today. A very strange live stream. Steve, I know what will change the mood, hopefully in a nice way. It's time to play the game that we love playing every Sunday. It is Guess the Picture Idiom. Guess the picture idiom. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. I'm going to show you a picture and you have to guess what the idiom is. It is time to guess the picture idiom. And today's idioms. I hope these are easy. I've been trying to make them easy because some people have been complaining. They've been saying, Mr. Duncan, they're too hard. Can you make them a little easier for us? So I will try my best to make them easier. I will see what I can do. Here we go, Steve. Here is the first one. All you have to do is say what you see on the screen. Say what you see. It's not that difficult. It's not too hard. And hopefully everyone will get these right. There it is, the first one. Can you see on the screen there is a picture, an image, and this is something a person might say to another person who might be asking for an expensive gift, or maybe a child might be asking their parents for some money, or maybe they want the parents to buy them an expensive toy, and this will be the answer. This will be the reply that the parent will say. So you can see on the screen there is something happening, but then there is also something saying that that thing doesn't happen, or it can't happen. I wonder if anyone will get this right. I really hope so.
I think you've more or less told everybody what that phrase is. But
I've tried my best.
Let's see.
I've tried to describe it without actually giving the phrase, and we will see how successful I was. Oh, Lewis. Very good. Yes, interesting answer. Also Beatrice and Christina. Alessandra as well has had a guess. Very good. You will see. Oh, very interesting. So this phrase is often used when we want to say that I can't keep buying things for you. I can't keep spending my money, and the reason is because money doesn't grow on trees. It is a well-known expression that we often use when we are trying to say to another person, I can't always spend my money because I don't always have it. Because money doesn't grow on trees.
Yes, so money's hard to come by, quite
It
is what the implication of that statement. It's not easy to get.
It is a good expression, and it's one we often use when we are saying that money doesn't grow on trees.
No, I can't buy you another new phone because I haven't got the money. Money doesn't grow on trees, you know.
I would hate to be a parent nowadays. It must be so hard being a parent because the kids always want the latest things all the time. The only problem is all of those things tend to be expensive. Maybe a new pair of trainers or sneakers, as they call them in the USA. So perhaps the child wants something that's trendy and fashionable, but also expensive. And the parent might have to say, I can't buy that for you. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to learn that lesson very quickly. Here's another one, Steve. Oh, I don't know why this makes me laugh every time I see it. It's just so funny. So this is a well-known phrase. Somebody has to get this. Somebody has to know what this is. So,
yes, I'm not made of money, Lewis, is a similar expression. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not. Who do you think? Do you think I'm made of money? Can't buy you a new car. Do you think I'm made of money?
Yes.
Or
go out in the garden and see if you can find that money tree. There isn't one because money doesn't grow on trees. It does not. So here is the next one, the next picture idiom.
There's a funny joke from Vitas. If money doesn't grow on trees, why does the bank need branches? That's your best joke today, Vitas.
That's a good one. I like that one. That is interesting.
Very timely.
That is interesting that the place that holds your money normally has lots of branches. Yes, no, I've never thought of it like that.
10 out of 10 for that one.
Tonight, that's given me something to sleep on. That has to think about tonight as I'm sleeping. So what is this then? What is this phrase? It's a well-known phrase, and no one is giving me an answer. No one. Why? Where has everyone gone? Come on. Answer. And what is it?
We need clues, Mr. Duncan. We haven't got time to sleep on this one. We need
say
quick
what
answers.
you see. Say what you see.
An elbow in your face. What's that?
Oh.
Is that a tie?
Sorry?
What is that? Is that? I'm just wondering what that black. Is that a tie?
That's just the effect. The effect of what is happening.
Right. Give us a clue, Mr. Duncan.
I'm seriously thinking about getting another co-host.
Give us a clue, Mr. Duncan.
Well, I've been doing it on screen. I've literally been doing this. I mean...
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes. I just don't understand what's confusing me is that what looks like a sock or a black tie.
No, don't worry about that.
That was what was confusing.
That's just the impact. There is an impact, you see.
Right. Okay.
Impacts. By the way, I'm recruiting at the moment for a new co-host.
Well, you've got plenty to choose from on next Sunday.
I will have. So I might be having auditions next Sunday in Paris to replace Mr. Steve. We'll see what happens.
I think I know what the answer is. It's when you are trying to remove somebody from a situation. You don't want that person to be there.
Exclude.
You're trying to exclude somebody from something.
No, I'm going to have to give you the answer, and then I'm going for a lie down.
I think everyone's gone to sleep, Mr. Duncan. They're all taking a short nap.
Yeah. You know what? Because we've been talking so much about going to sleep, I think a lot of my viewers actually have gone to sleep. Here is the answer. You give someone the elbow. You give them the elbow. If you give someone the elbow, it means you are telling that person to go away. You exclude someone. You ask them in a not very polite way to go away, or maybe you just cut them out of your life completely. You give them the elbow.
You were in a nice. You're in a circle of friends, a nice social group, and you find out that they've been meeting up without you. You can say, "Oh, I've been given the elbow."
Yes, of course. Someone might give you the elbow. You see, yes, that's another interesting.
I've been given the elbow.
That's a good way of looking at it, actually.
Excluded from something.
Yes, it can happen. A person might also give you the elbow. That is almost it for today. It's been a strange one today. I am feeling slightly exhausted because I've been doing so much work over the past few days. There is a new English lesson coming up this week, and there is a big lesson coming up on Wednesday. I won't be here on Wednesday. I have other things to take care of on Wednesday. So Wednesday there will be a new lesson, not a live stream, but it will be a special lesson. It will be one of my cinematic lessons, and I haven't done one of those for a very long time. So I'm looking forward to uploading that, and I hope you will see it on Wednesday. And there will be a new lesson as well tomorrow, published on my YouTube channel. That, Mr. Steve, is almost that. I can't believe it. We've come to the end of today's live stream.
We have. Yes, please do like the video. Like this video if you haven't already. It does help Mr. Duncan's channel. Don't forget to like. And I'll see you all in Paris
Yes.
on Sunday.
So the next time you see that guy there, will be somewhere in Paris with myself and some of our English addicts. We are having the big Paris rendezvous next Sunday. I hope you can join us for that. We will be live, of course, on YouTube from 2 p.m. Paris time.
I've got to get the spare bed ready for my sister, who is coming to stay.
Yes.
To look after my plants.
So
I hope she doesn't mind. I've only got like a blow-up bed. I don't have a spare room with a bed in it, so I'm going to have to get out the blue plastic blow-up bed, which we know isn't very comfortable. But let's not say anything.
And it also smells strange.
It also smells of plastic.
Yeah, well, and other things.
Right, bye everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Steve.
Have a good week.
And au revoir.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
That's it, as they say in France. It took a long time to get to that. It did. Au revoir, Monsieur Steve. We will see you next week with the Paris rendezvous. That is happening. And now Steve has gone into the kitchen to prepare our lovely treat for today. We will be having our lovely tea cake loaf in a few moments from now, and a cup of tea as well. Thank you very much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. It has been nice being here with you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Lots of things to look at. If you want to watch the live stream again, you can watch this again, by the way. It will be saved on YouTube, and there will be captions available later on as well. Look out for that. Thank you very much for your company. I will see you later. I hope you've enjoyed this. And I will see you next Sunday, live in Paris, with Mr. Steve as well. Thank you very much to all those who left messages, and I will see you next week. This is Mr. Duncan in England, but not next Sunday. Next Sunday in France. Saying thanks for watching, see you later, and of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Take care of yourselves. Keep that smile upon your face as you walk amongst the human race. And I will see you on Sunday. And don't forget, new lessons tomorrow and a big one on Wednesday. Ta-ta for now. See you soon.